But the coin I added to the portfolio today is called vEmpire.
And they are the largest decentralized metaverse investment organization in the world.
Hello, everybody. What a lovely day it is. Let you kick off, and I'll do some button tapping in the background. You know what comes after Ruby and Qcoin? When Binance. Well, look at this. Have you ever seen me look so tropical? I'm actually on holiday. I'm in Mallorca, believe it or not. So I thought I'd rival B-Roots. I know the guests I've got coming on today. So got my Versace ready. You know, I'm going up against here. Let's bring B-Roots out. Hopefully he's not upstaged me.
Oh, look at that. Looking sweet, man.
Versace all the way.
How's it going, man?
I need to get the hat. Maybe I can get Gucci so that we're polar opposite.
You gotta get the little fuzzy ball.
Fair enough. Was Ian backstage there with you? I thought we had him on.
There he is. Oh,
what's up?
There we go. At least I'm not the only one. It's like skins off.
We're also on vacation. I just checked in to Amalfi Coast. Not doing too shabby out here, guys. Not Majorca, but I just struggle to get the Wi-Fi. So if it's a little choppy here, it's because the Wi-Fi is shitty. You know I had to get a new bucket hat to one up B-Roots' Versace beanie. I don't know why he still has a beanie. No one wears beanies since 2022. But that Prada bucket hat's looking pretty good here in the Amalfi Coast, I would say.
See, I'm a
Rug Wireless over there.
But my Wi-Fi is definitely going to be a little bit dodgy as well. I'm actually hotspotting on 3G at the moment, so you might even lose the host. But there we go. We got the Crypto Kings in the house. I never know whether I'm taking when B-Roots and Jake are arguing on Twitter. Honestly, sometimes I think you're genuinely like actually upset with each other, but then you come on and you're completely fine.
It all depends. Sometimes Jake says some dumb things, and I have to correct them straight.
I don't.
Look at him. He just disappeared. That's why.
Look at that, bro. He can't handle the heat. And guys, I'm also out here in Nebraska visiting some family, so we're kind of all on vacation. Except B-Roots is holding down Crypto King Incorporated. Jake's running scared. Look at him.
You can see like.
Hopefully, none of those questions were for me because I.
Can't handle it. Well, yeah, you can tell it's a bear market because everyone's trying to hide. You see that shield in the background.
Oh man, yeah. So what do we have? There he is.
And hopefully none of those were for me because my Wi-Fi is so bad it chopped out the whole time. But I think I'm back. I'm literally sitting right next to the router, so we get the best service. Hopefully we're back.
Yeah, we're here. Thanks for joining, everybody. Never had such a star-studded cast on. Not all at once, anyway.
We're happy to be here, man. It's gonna be a fun stream. Some huge news for vEmpire, man. You guys just got tweeted out on a page that has millions of followers. One of the biggest names in the metaverse. I mean, this is huge. And now you're gonna do a $5,000 giveaway competition. Yeah, man. You guys are building. You guys are growing. You guys are giving stuff to interact with. People can win money. So I think you guys are one of the people that are actually setting yourself up to be one of the top coins when this market turns around.
Yeah, well, we're actually like one of the few that's up in the past 24 hours, even before before 130. I think, yeah, we're up 12%, 24 hours, outperforming Bitcoin by 16.5%. Wouldn't you know? I think. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, certainly. I mean, the actual experience itself, the 2x2, that is just one of the 7 wonders. So, in Sandbox at the moment, because they're still building it, you're not able to go into large like estates. It ranges from 3x3. Obviously, you got single parcels, but actual estates 3x3 all the way up to 24x24. So what you've seen in Statue of Zeus, that's built on a 2x2. So that is only part of a larger 6x6, which has 7 wonders. So there's another 7 of those, all the same size, on one piece of land. And in the middle, you've got a residence area. So essentially, we've built a little town in the middle, and people will be able to buy villas in like the vEmpire 7 Wonders of the World. How cool is that?
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
I was going to ask Jake a question, but he went away.
No, I'm
Jake.
here. I'm literally. I wanted to put my phone down. I'm tweeting out our link right now, so I wanted to get more people in. So I'm tweeting out, but I'm here.
Jake, what are the 7 wonders of the world since you've been traveling? You know?
Yeah, I've been traveling, and I'm actually on pace to visit all 7. So obviously, we have the Colosseum in Rome, we have the Western Wall in Jerusalem, we have the Eiffel Tower in France, we have the Statue of Liberty in New York, we have. I made all those up. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know many. I couldn't even name. I think is the Colosseum a wonder of the world? The pyramids is definitely one. Pyramids is definitely one.
The Great Wall of China, Colosseum, Machu, Taj Mahal,
Amalfi Coast.
You're not getting it.
I'm
actually surprised. You'd think that some of them, like, it seems quite like EU rather than Asia centric. So you got Statue of Zeus, you've got Acropolis of Athens, you've got the Mausoleum of Hercules. I can never pronounce it. Something Greek. Then you've got the Colossus of Rhodes. So the thing is, only the pyramids are actually intact out of all of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. So not the actual. So there's different lists. There's like 7 ancient wonders.
I think the new one.
So let's give you that. I don't know if any of them, but yeah, the actual ones. I think the Colossus of Rhodes. That was like, you know, in Game of Thrones where they've got that like guy with a sword and they like sail under his thing. Yeah. It's like that. It looks really awesome built in the sandbox. But I think only its foot's left because just every single earthquake for thousands of years just toppled him every time. Stop building that.
And guys, I just tweeted it out. If you want to share it, anyone that's in the chat, go share it. And it's 5:09 here in Amalfi Coast. I just had the most stressful taxi driver ever to get here, like an hour and a half. So I'm going to crack a nice Peroni, an Italian beer. So cheers to you guys. 5 o'clock here in the Amalfi Coast.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Exact same time here.
You go all the way. You go all the way to Italy, man, to get what you can get in the United States. You should be drinking like some good Italian wine, man. What's up,
bro? I literally just got in. Like I took a train from Rome to Naples, and then a taxi here. And when I went to pay my taxi, he doesn't speak English. His machine wasn't working. His point of sale wasn't working. And it was like 4:40 when that was happening. So his point of sale wasn't working. I called my bank. They're like, "Hey, your cards are good. It's his point of sale." We went to an ATM. That one didn't work, so we had to go to another bank. So I almost missed this stream. I got here, the Wi-Fi wasn't working. So this is a well-deserved Peroni.
All right, Jake.
It was sitting in the fridge.
Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something about traveling. Rule 101. And I talked to B-Roots about this in Vegas. Always carry cash. You know why? Because sometimes the machine's not going to work. The ATM's not going to be there. You got to tip someone $5. Always carry cash, brother. Get a $300, not too crazy, where if you got robbed or whatever, you lost it, you wouldn't be hurting, but you got to have cash on you, man.
In Europe,
you're right.
Though, you've got the, have you experienced, speaking of European taxi drivers in particular, we aren't known for, especially on the continent, Italy, France, Greece, not the friendliest of taxi drivers generally. Usually you'll get barked at and shouted at and just ushered in. Yeah, we don't have the same hospitality that you're used to in the US. I've been to Florida, Colorado, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and California.
States.
So I've got 6
Those
down.
are good states.
Don't go to New York. If you New York,
oh,
New
come
York
on, man! You forgot the best state in the country, Texas. It's where all the true Americans are in Texas.
I agree. Florida and Texas are where you want to be.
That's real America.
Ian, rule number 1, that's a good rule, carry cash. But I think rule number 1 still is don't bring sand to the beach. when traveling to.
Rule number one is talk about Colt.
Rule number one is talk about.
Yeah, you definitely messed up.
Rule number 2 is don't bring sand to the beach. Rule number 3 is always carry cash.
Let's talk about Colt.
Yeah.
Rule number 1, talk about it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Then again, I always get in trouble whenever I do. Oh, somebody said somebody doesn't like my shirt. I thought this was actually the least.
Who said that?
It was Manny the Whale or Manny the Whale, but this was actually the least funky that I had. Believe it or not, I went for plain black and white. You should see some of the colors I've got going on. This is a
good
holiday
shirt.
for me.
That's a vacation.
I was going to wear a similar shirt to that today, actually.
Dom, going back to your point, like about hospitality with Europe and America, it's because Europeans don't essentially work for tips. They don't really understand the whole gratuity type thing. But and like even at a restaurant, they get paid what, like 15, 20 pounds an hour or euros an hour. So it's like here they get paid $3 an hour, so they have to work for tips. But I would say since COVID, the customer service has really declined in America as well.
Fair enough. I think you'll actually get outright looked at like dirt if you go into a French restaurant and order the wrong thing. If you ask for chicken nuggets, they will actually probably spit in it.
When I went to Barcelona, I got off the flight, got in a taxi, and it took me 45 minutes to get to my room. On the way back when I was leaving Barcelona, 5 minutes, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, we just went in circles when we first got here for like a good 45 minutes and just got robbed big time." I was like, I could not believe it only took 5 minutes to get to the airport on the way back, and we were just sitting there going back and forth, not even realizing it. That was
last thing on travel too, because I know we have a lot of crypto stuff to touch on. Dom, the flights are booked, so your boy Jake Gagain is making his way to London, September 25th or 26th. I hope that we can meet up when we get there.
Definitely, 100%. What's that? Is that Sunday 25th or was that a Saturday?
25th is Sunday, so I fly in like at 6 or 7, so maybe either that night or Monday night, and then I'm going to Ibiza. I'm literally flying in from Portugal just to shake your hand and have a nice dinner and a whiskey and to meet you, and then I'm going to Ibiza to party.
Fair enough. I'll have to show you around London City. You have to let me know where you're staying, but I'll definitely come up. It's only 45 minutes for me on the train.
Perfect.
I used to commute every day, every single weekday, getting up at like 7 a.m, hour and a half into London, get on the tube, back at 9:30 in the city. But London finance was fun though. I know all the places. It's a very degenerate world. It's I guess why I got into crypto so well.
We'll do well there. We'll do fine there.
Absolutely. Tell you what, the comments of our free tokens, in particular, Colt, Patra, and VEMP. And Patra,
they're the hot ones right now.
What is Pacha? I keep seeing it right now in the comments. I'm looking at it on my screen. Pacha.
Man, where have you been, Jake?
Man, you're on vacation, bro. Come on, man.
I've been on vacation. I don't know.
It's a 5X. It's a 5X.
At 5X, it's pretty good in the bear market.
Yeah, 10X, isn't it? At its top.
The actual background to it, I'm not familiar. I think B-Roots will know better than me. I just know that I bought it because I heard that I've always found it really funny when like the standard Telegram shill message or like cool group, and it will have like 5 bullet points of like bullish stuff as to like one of them is usually base dev, but like, funded by X deployer or like token renounced or like small taxes or like something like that. And I saw VEMP deployer funded wallet, and I thought, oh, did I? Fair enough. And yeah, it's that wallet I use for absolutely everything. So it could be anybody who I've paid for anything like throughout, well, since token launched, and before that even it was my personal wallet before I deployed the contract on it. So then I bought it, and then obviously I guess it's really good to see that you have the ability to what's the word I'm looking for? It's just like it's a bit of like give and take, as in, talking about VEMP obviously has us here talking about Patcher, and people who are talking about Patcher are talking about VEMP. So it's not always, doesn't always have
cross
to be
marketing.
Yeah, exactly. And like B-Roots was saying the other day, we're in like a Japanese coin bull run. So, I think Pasha and Mikoto are kind of like the top two that I've seen. And you're just seeing a lot of these coins pump right now.
Facts.
Well, the top dog right now is Suka, TSU.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the top dog right now. But it's funny because I asked my wife like 2 days ago, and I said, "What's going on in Japan?" I was like, "Is there anything financially going on with Japan right now?" And just because I see all these Japanese coins popping up, it's just like, we are in a degen space, so the most random stuff can just take off and do very well. I always like to see if there's anything like culturally going on there, and it does look like their economy is crashing pretty hard because of, I don't want to get too much in politics, but because of they've been cutting off tourism since COVID. They haven't even allowed tourism in this whole time, and now their economy is starting to crash. And I was like, I don't know if that's the reason why this is popping up, but it's funny how the news starts popping up with this stuff, and all of a sudden they're going to try to relate that with that, and then the degen world they can relate anything with it.
So Suka, I know, went nuts because it was supposedly linked to Ryoshi, like half of the coins that launch nowadays.
Yeah.
There was some apparently the dev or something front ran the image that Ryoshi changed his profile picture to before he left. I think him leaving was to try and get people to stop doing Ryoshi LARPs, but it literally had the opposite effect.
Just made it bigger.
Literally
right.
But yeah, it went absolutely mad. Funnily enough, I actually saw that. I heard about it really early, and then somebody commented on Shibarium, which is Shibarium is what they're putting out as the Shiba chain, but it's also a account which some people believe is Ryoshi behind it. Funnily enough, but they commented about Suka, and then the Shibarium account responded and said fake LARP, and it crashed. And at this point, it was only crashing from a few million, and it got down at least halved in value. And since then, it's on this massive run. But the thing to note about Suka is the liquidity, the LP versus the market cap is way, way, way too small. As in, you cannot have a massive bag and dump. As in, if I remember rightly, it's really, really small, which means that it's artificially increased cap. So it's not
horrible.
Yeah, so the liquidity, is 1.79 million from market cap of 82 million. That's VEMP is 5 million market cap, and we have over half the liquidity that they do. So it's very easy to pump something with small liquidity. It's also very easy to dump something with small liquidity. So what's the lock? It seems that it's locked, 95.42% locked for 64 months. But at the moment, there doesn't seem to be anybody else doing it on top. Might be an opportunity there, to be honest, if anyone's got any Suka and has any, what's their pair, USDC lying around, stick it in the LP. Actually, the dev probably won't be happy about saying that, but you'll probably make a good whack on fees, because at the moment, all those fees are getting paid to whoever's got this small amount of liquidity. But I don't know what it started with, but 82 million in liquidity. Usually you want at least 10% of the market cap,
at least,
as an equivalent liquidity. But having
in a situation like that, like you said, the LP is actually the best way to scale out too. If you're like, man, I've got this big bag and I don't want to massively kill the price, you can provide an LP and go the other way around and just kind of scale out slowly that way. But most people don't know how to do that.
We had that even though see the cameras changed because we've only got the three of us now, so it was like half my face then. But the problem is it's really strange how like crypto and blockchain works compared to like traditional finance, because for example when we to make sure that we didn't have tons of VCs dumping, this is VEMP, like we sold less than 2% of our supply privately, invested them linearly over like between 12 to 18 months, depending on the amount of time. So because we did that, we did the predominant amount of our fundraise via public to make sure that it was the people who we were raising the money from and not sort of corporates. So obviously we sold all of these tokens to the public rather than privately, and 60% of that we locked into LP. So even though it's completely our funds because we sold it to the public, people bought those tokens off us, when we redistribute them, and we aren't even as in pulling them to sell, we've moved 500,000 over to BSC. We've also moved the rest over to exchanges to increase our depth there, so we look much more attractive now that we're on KuCoin and Huobi. You know, the next ones that we want to be targeting are the really big dogs. So we need to make it look attractive there. But even though it's your money, like you raise that funds, like you cannot touch it. As soon as you touch it, like you're a rugger. Even though it's literally your fund, like there is nobody else's. People paid you for the tokens, public, you sold it, locked it. But yeah, it's mental how in crypto, like because it's so transparent, it's like shareholders of companies listed on stock market, they sell tokens. They sell shares all the time, and they have to report it. But nobody nobody's on their Twitter saying like,
yeah.
Like even though like you should, in my opinion, you should never sell tokens into DEX liquidity anyway. It's because it hampers any growth. But with market makers, you set them to sort of follow the DEX, and that gives you the opportunity where you can. But it is crazy how nobody thinks like back, as in like your care about a project starts from when you put your funds in, and anything that's happened before then, irrelevant.
Yeah, and two things on that. I used to work at a public company called Zendesk, right? And the CEO, he started in like 2008 from like Stockholm, built it all the way up. And when I was there one quarter, I think he sold around $3 billion worth of stock. And no one at the company batted the eye. People actually celebrated it. Like it was a good thing. We're like, the CEO selling $3 billion worth. It was a great thing, right? But as soon as a developer sells, I don't know, 0.005% of their holdings, it's like they're dumping on. It's kind of ludicrous what happens in the crypto world. But maybe, Dom, you can explain that a little bit more, because not a lot of people, and there might be some people that are watching the stream that don't understand it. What's the difference between selling on, let's just say, a decentralized exchange like Uniswap versus selling on something like KuCoin or Huobi?
Yeah, so
Huobi.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, I used to say the exact same. I got used to because you say Huawei, don't you? As in Huawei is like
I don't know what I said. I tried to say it twice and it didn't come out right either time. Huobi.
Yeah, so
can we cut that? We gotta cut that and put that on Twitter later. That's a good clip.
Oh, I am. Trust me, I got you.
B-Root just Huobi.
I get this question a lot, especially in the bear market, because if anybody sees anyone like claiming tokens and sending it to an exchange, they instantly think devs dumping. But in reality, if any old person was just sending them to the exchange without market makers and they were selling there, then technically it would dump, because the exchange would basically buy it back low and dump it into the DEX liquidity. But in reality, you employ market makers who have high frequency trading bots. So essentially, rather than sort of users buying and selling to each other, you have the bots sell 20% into every 100% buy. Because the thing is, liquidity pots are the same, whether it's on a DEX or a SEX. If you have a small liquidity pot, it is much more pumpy. And obviously you don't have, like, for example, we got 800K or 900k VEMP liquidity on Uni. We don't have that on every single exchange, obviously, because that's mental. Like we have, 5-10% of that, because that's all you need on an exchange generally, because you don't have the same large buys, because they'd usually use the largest liquidity. But because of that, it's much more pumpy when people buy, which means that you need to arbitrage anyway to make sure the price is consistent, because otherwise people will buy it way too high on the exchange, or they'll buy it way too low after someone sells, and then they'll arbitrage into your DEX liquidity. So essentially, yeah, you have bots which just sell like 10 or 20% into every buy, but it works the same way. For example, if the price of anything dumps, then they buy 20% of every sell, because we're still trading sort of these ranges. It's not just constant like sell bots on anything. But yeah, I get it, because I do my market makers do the market making for Cult. I also get that tons, especially when the price is down. People see like tokens getting sent and they think like it's impacting the price, but it literally has zero relevance whatsoever. As long as they're doing a good job and keeping the price consistent, there is no relevance whatsoever. People seem to think that there's like some link across them, but it doesn't exist. Like DEX liquidity is DEX liquidity, gate liquidity is gate liquidity, Qcoin liquidity is Qcoin. Like there is nothing in between them. As long as the price remains consistent and people can't arbitrage, or your market makers do the arbitraging, then there is no link whatsoever. Nothing links them apart from arbitrage bots. So if you have a market maker who it does their job properly, then there can be no impact from selling tokens. But at the same time, you can understand why people don't really realize that. Like liquidity is so misunderstood in the markets. Just like the Suka thing that I just showed you, like tons of people won't even think of that, and they just won't know. They'll think it's 8 million market cap, no questions asked. They won't relate that back to the fact their liquidity pot is tiny, and therefore there's barely any tokens that people can sell because they're all out in the market. But yeah, it's stuff like that where there's a big old knowledge gap to be filled.
A lot of information. And sorry, real quick, B-Roots. There's just so much, and chug that thing, Dom. We like that. There's just so much knowledge, and I think it helps that you come from that financial background as well, because it's like, even for me, someone that's been, talking about crypto for the past 2 years, like some of that stuff is still foreign to me too. It's like crypto is a pretty complicated game. The only way to learn it is really just to throw yourself in it. B-Roots, back to you.
Yeah. Since SHIB, that's when I really started paying attention to the LP. Also, I'm heavily involved with Hex, so you see it a lot. You see it a lot too. When I'm looking at a coin that's pumping, a lot of times people will remove that liquidity to make it look like what kind of Suka is doing. Keep it low. It's easier to pump up, also easy to drop down. But when they don't want that coin to drop as low, if a person has enough money, they'll throw that liquidity to help it to stop it from actually dropping too far, to keep that chart, nice and up and to the right. There are some coins that really take advantage of doing that. Right now that I can speak of for the most part is, Hex. It's a bigger one, but you see millions and millions of dollars through liquidity just being taken out. Price drops, or price starts pumping, and then like it gets put back in, and then all of a sudden it's just harder to kind of drop it below that. So it's a game that you should pay, like you said, Dom. Like people should start paying attention more to that top number in DEX tools, and just stop looking straight at the market cap, because it's a big deal. It's actually the biggest deal when it comes to crypto on that whole left top screen that no one pays attention to.
To be fair, I remember being a bit annoyed that we had the sandbox. We had the sandbox announcement. When was it? It was like towards just before the end of August, and our 1 year liquidity lock ended on 31st of August. And I thought, it'd be really good to make sure, because I say problem. At one point, the liquidity pot of VEMP, which nobody could access because it was locked on Unicrypt, was worth like $16 to $20 million, and it dropped from there all the way down to like 2.5 million. So when we had the secret source Twitter Spaces, that was a $2.5 million liquidity pot that was pumped like 60, 70, 80%. So that, imagine that on the same buy pressure on any, like even half the liquidity size, it would have like done 3x or anything like that. So it goes to show, as in people think if you access the liquidity, then it's like awful, like don't move it anywhere, don't send it to exchanges. But in reality, we were 5 million market cap with 2.5 million of LP. That's 50%. Like that is just hard. It just doesn't yet. People don't think about these things because because they don't understand how it works. But yeah, I mean,
and the thing too, when there's low liquidity, you're not going to get whales coming in. When it's super low liquidity, I mean, you know, the big money looks at that because they can get sold into so hard and people can come up on them, and it's just not stable. The coin is just not stable when it's, you know, 10%, like 15% liquidity compared to market cap.
You know what stopped MRI from that when that keep going was that reason right there. It's like when people start cashing out, it was just like boom, boom, boom. It just didn't have enough liquidity. Like all the hype was there, everything was there, but so many people had big bags or like time to cash out, and there was no liquidity to sustain that. And it really, really affected everything. Like that was the main reason why that thing crashed and didn't hold hell up. It's just there was no liquidity, not enough liquidity. Crazy.
Fair enough. I think I'm getting lots of requests to talk about Patcher, but I don't really know too much about it at all. Like people, I'm sorry to tell you.
And guys, sorry for my delay. My great Airbnb host, Margarita. Say hi to the fellas. She just came in. She's helping me out, so she's gonna show me how to do it. So if I pop off, she's showing me how to do the washer here. But sorry to bother. She's not bothering us. You're great.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's a good addition.
Yeah, I mean, what I know of Pasha, I know that the main dev labels himself as what, Mankashi.
Had to be an Oshi.
Has to.
But at the same time, what I've noticed is when a dev gives himself that name, that Oshi name, it usually lasts for a while. So, you know, Voltoshi, Mankoshi.
I actually changed my Twitter recently. I changed my Twitter to Ryder Oshi because I thought, well, there we go. Everyone's doing it. I thought, I'll
Ryoshi.
Ryoshi,
that's awesome.
I did a tweet the other day and asked if you believed, if I said I was Ryoshi, would you believe me? And I'm surprised I got some mixed reactions to that. I was expecting 100% no. There were some people really thinking, like, I've been thinking about this the whole time. I'm like, I don't know how to write code. I don't know anything about code. I'm not Ryoshi, or am I Ryoshi?
There's the theory is that Ryoshi is a team anyway. However, I've heard multiple different theories. One is like just for their own sake, I won't dox them, but I've heard that it's a bloke at X Fund. I do know his name, but I won't say it just for things. So I've heard it's this bloke at X Fund. I've also heard that it's a team. Secondly, I've heard that the actual developer themselves was just a Fiverr job. And that's why there's a SHIB Deployer 2 as well as a SHIB Deployer 1, because everything since then came from SHIB Deployer 2. But yeah, so there's multiple different theories, but the team theory, and obviously the theory that it's B-Roots, and the theory it's me as well. Actually, no. The theory is that Mr. Homodulus is Ryoshi, and also the theory is that I am Mr. Homodulus, so therefore I must be Ryoshi. Dominic Ryder. Ryoshi. There we go. Solved.
That's funny.
It was always so easy. So it was right there.
What are some secrets to finding gems that will 10x or 100x?
Man, I'll tell you one thing too, and B-Roots, obviously you're the king at this, but our Shark Tank, we're finding some projects, man. It's been wild. Like yesterday, we found a good project that is basically took what was good from Hex and took what was good from Strong and combined it to make something similar to a node, which they call an amplifier. And B-Roots could speak on this, but man, there's opportunity out there, and obviously you can watch. B-Roots has a video on it, but our Shark Tank, we had 180 people live. We had 15 projects queued up to pitch, and we only give them 2 minutes, and we're learning, and people we're finding
work?
stuff.
As in, is it on? Because I keep seeing it. Is it Twitter Spaces? Is it on YouTube?
Twitter. It's on Twitter. And what we do is we bring up. It's just pretty much any community can come up and pitch their project, and we give them 2 minutes to pitch their project to us. If it sucks, then we're gonna freaking roast you.
If it sucks, good, we'll let you go.
Yeah, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna roast you. We're gonna stop you a minute of you talking, let you know why your project sucks and what you need to work on. If it's good, we find a lot of good projects or potential projects.
Watch listers,
so, put it on the watch list. Sometimes it's just little things that they need to tweak, whether it's their marketing part of it, their website, their presentation. Maybe they need to get their volume up. Like we've seen some really good presentations, but I was like, man, you've got like $1,000 in volume in the last 24 hours. Like, you got to work on your marketing is what you need to work on. So, it's been catching on steam. We did it the first time. We got probably like 20, 25 people in there. And it's just been growing. So now it's just hard to get everybody up within an hour and a half because so many people are trying to pitch their projects to everybody. So it just became this big blow up of and it's a show in America by Mark Cuban. Or is it Mark Cuban?
No, I mean you've seen it, right? It's got Mark Cuban, it's got
Mark Cuban.
Kevin Hart comes on. They have like guest celebrities, billionaires, and they basically have a business come in, they pitch it, they roast them, they say I'm out, and the other guys they partner
we have
with
the
them.
equivalent in the UK. We have ours is called Dragon's Den.
Okay. So that's I think America took it from them. I want to say for Shark Tank. I think Shark Tank took it from them. But it was. How long has that been out for?
Like at least 10 years.
Yeah, Shark Tank's pretty similar.
I think because I know that it's like The Office, The Apprentice were UK first. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, it seems like the same concept. Is it like 5 of them sitting on chairs and they come up?
Yep. Exactly same thing. That's
Fair
the
enough.
exact same thing. So yeah, we just took it from them and put it like altcoin Shark Tank. We probably as this thing grows, we probably need to change the name just in case this thing gets too big and all of a sudden like they're like, you need to change the name. You never know. We're nowhere near that yet, but I could see in the bull run where everybody just wants to be seen that this thing is like sitting with 1,000 people just trying to like see what's the next coin that's ready to go during the bull market.
Oh, tell you what you could do. You could do something like either replace the A with a 4 or just do a logo and have shark and then a picture of a tank. Something like that. That'll get you around it.
Yeah. And it's a free place to come pitch your project. It's a platform for you. It's free. We don't screen people. We bring them up and we give them 2 minutes and there's, 180 people live, another 500 watch it after. And it's fun, man. It's entertaining. We try not to disrespect people. We try not to FUD projects, but we do give our honest opinion and we're a little bit harsh on some people. But I feel like a lot of devs have taken constructive criticism and actually changed their website, changed their ticker symbol, launched a V2 I think they'll be more successful because of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be very useful. You guys see enough, and you get probably tens and tens and tens in your comments asking for you to,
so much. We've already got people just asking me, bring us up, we'll pay you money. And it's like, oh my goodness, it just doesn't stop.
Here's one. So if it's a 8 million market cap and liquidity is low, doesn't that mean people are hodling, or whale somewhere has a large percentage of supply? It has no relation whatsoever to anything. It's just literally when you go onto a DEX, you decide the price, you as the person adding the liquidity. So for example, if the reason why when you're like investing into like private sales or seed rounds, you never get the tokens before the public. And that's because in a decentralized world, anyone can add liquidity at any time. So if you give me your project's tokens and you haven't listed yet, and I decide to just be a dick for no reason, I can list your token and add liquidity for it myself, and I decide the price it starts at. So I can just tank any token. I could list it at like $1 million per token with a trillion supply, because that's just decentralization. So that's why you should never, if you develop a token, you should never give it out before the token list, because anyone can add liquidity for it at any time. So yeah, there's no relation. The price is decided by whoever's adding the liquidity. They could decide to list one token at $100. All they need to do is add $100. No, all they have to do is add $50 of the token, half a token, and $50 of ETH. I mean, it's one on one. But yeah, and that's all it is there for. It's there, so it's no relation necessarily. One also that I saw, what's up with Hex Floki? So, one is one. So I saw a video out on Twitter, and I think this is also what happened to it, because that's probably the question. It's not about Hex Floki. What happened to Hex Floki? So there was a video that was posted on Twitter, and then it wasn't them. Basically, I don't know the full story, but basically either one of their developers they hired pulled the wool over their eyes or whatever. So Hex Floki posted this video, and then somebody found the video, and it was like a different thing entirely. And then that's what like caused a massive drop. However, since then they have released a video where it's like clear that they're building something, and it's like, you know, got the logo, got the branding and everything. So fingers crossed. I hope that it's not over. The community, I know, is obviously, as a community would be after there's a bit of a drop, annoyed, unencouraged. But yeah, I mean, it appears that they are still building. Again, I don't know the developers behind it. I just saw a nice metaverse video, so I a little bit from Deployer, just like people saying, tell me about Patcha, say the truth about Patcha. I have no idea. I sent somebody some ETH at some point in my life, whoever that was. I don't know if it was directly or whether they then sent it to somebody else and then that developed. But yeah, the truth is that I bought the token because apparently I sent the ETH to whoever it was, and that was. I would love to know what they're building. I've heard about it being metaverse and gaming related, but I don't know if that's just people speculating because of the link to VEMP. But yeah, I'd be really interested to know what they are building. If somebody could comment.
Are we talking about Pacha again? Sorry, I was just getting a tour of the Airbnb I've been at. From
you're always
Margarita.
missing out on Pacha, man.
Dude, that was like a movie. Margarita just gave me she gave me the whole tour of how to turn on the oven, how to find the grapes, the garden. I'm like Margarita, I gotta hop on the stream, baby. I'm on with the Crypto Kings and Dom, like the Bald CEO show. Like, let me go back. But we're back now. Are we talking about Pacha again?
Yeah, we just got one.
Do I ape it right now, live on the stream? Just say fuck it because you guys are in.
Every time
you're gonna have to now that you've teased it.
Man, don't top us out, bro. We're doing good. Don't give us the
I usually am the top signal for these meetings.
Yeah, Jake is live exit liquidity.
Kill it.
I'm literally like, yeah, B-Roots uses me. Our friendship is him just using me.
If Jake Gabe said, I'm selling.
Is it Key Pacha or just Pacha? Key Pacha, right?
I have no idea. No idea.
K Pacha is the main one, but the ticker is Pacha, but the main name is K.
Market cap's 1.2 million. This thing looks like it's about to send again. Honestly, I might go. It looks like the chart looks like it's gonna send.
3 ETH.
There we go.
I might go.
John Snow commented, Dom, as the lead dev of Pacha, can you tell us if there's going to be a metaverse? I have no clue about it. I am not involved in the development whatsoever. I just bought it because I was told that somebody who I had paid at some point in my life was developing it. So I might know the dev, but they're anonymous, so can't tell you.
People are buying right now. 0.12 ETH, 0.14 ETH, 0.10 ETH. Literally like a couple minutes ago since you guys started talking about it.
It's gonna send.
If you see a 5 ETH buy, it may or may not be me from Amalfi Coast drinking this Peroni.
That's all right. Oh, here we go. Let's see what's going on. I mean, chart looks fairly good. I reckon I could draw some lines.
I feel we didn't answer L's original question all the way. Did you go back 2 questions ago? Or you're just I think it was something about the 10x or the 100x.
Oh yeah. On Shark Tank, that's sort of, and then we start talking about that.
Oh, yeah. I actually go through a process, and I've been doing this process forever, and it seems to work for me. There's 3 things you're really going to need to pay attention to. Is obviously Twitter, the Twitter account, your DEX tools, and then Telegram. Telegram is always going to be my last thing because as soon as I see what's going on Telegram, it just goes crazy and people just realize that I'm looking into the coin. So when it comes to Twitter, the first thing, well, actually you start off with DEX tools and you go in the top left-hand corner, it'll say live new pairs. So as I'm scrolling through live new pairs, through experience, you're just going to hear a name of a coin and it's just really going to like come at you. Then I'll look at the pool amount and see how many ETH is in the pool. And usually I just look at the green ones. There's going to be a white, gray, red, and green. And I only look at the green ones and go from there. The white can turn into green. They just haven't been launched onto Ethereum at the time fully. So when I look at that, the first thing I do is I take the cash tag, so the $, and I put it in Twitter. I want to see if anybody's talking about it. Is anyone, hitting to it, whether it's a pre-sale, whether people are talking about it, and then I want to see if I recognize any of the names of the people that are talking about it. How many followers they had? Did they just create the account? These are things like within Twitter that I'm really paying attention to. Then I actually look at Etherscan and I look at to see how healthy is the wallet holders. Does one person own 8%, 9% of supply, or am I just going to get dumped on right off the beginning? So these are different things I look at. Obviously, token sniffer helps. Is it a honeypot? Honeypot.io. That's one thing I look at. And I just go through that phase every single time I look at a coin that I want to buy in. And then the last part is the Telegram. Doesn't have a Telegram. Doesn't have a website. Things like that I want to look at. Does the website look nice and presentable? That's one thing you can really, like, for example, Colt. When I first looked at Colt, I went through the process. I looked at the website and instantly I was like, I'm in. Why?
Yeah.
Because this person spent time on the actual website developing it. You could tell it was like a lot of thought behind it, and the presentation was there. The first impression was like, boom, I like this, I'm in. So that's one that'll be a difference whether I put in like 0.5 of an ETH, 1 ETH, 3 or 5 ETH. Like boom, this thing, everything's hitting the thing. The Telegram is going crazy. The Twitter is going crazy. There's a website. They're marketing perfectly. The liquidity is perfect. And by the time I get on the website, scroll through the website, it's, hey, am I going to ape in very small or I'm going hard on this thing? So that gives you a difference between Colt and something like Pulse Floki. You know, I didn't ape in 3-5 ETH and Pulse Floki, but I definitely did it for Colt, and I kept adding to it because I was like, I see the difference in the presentation. Pulse Floki didn't even have a website. Or Pulse Floki did have a website, but it was just a very basic website. So I'm just like, it's cool, but I need more. There's coins that we remember Mikaboshi, Jake? Like, we were just like, man, this thing's pumping. The community's awesome. Where's the website? Like, we need a website. We need something. Like, what's going on? Like, what is this coin? Sooner or later, a presentation has to be made. And if it's not made, then it's just going to slowly just start going down because people start searching for more in this market. And once it's like that speculation is dying out and you don't have anything to give the community, they start dumping. And that's the sad part of the reality of holding the difference between a $1 and $3 million market cap and just going to 1 million and dumping. Like, it's just there's no presentation. There's nothing. So
yeah. I mean,
that's what I do.
Yeah.
It's sad to see when it does happen because the short-termism is like really bad. That some good ideas. I remember one example was I bought white Ethereum, white at really low market cap, and I recommended it to people, and it like dropped all the way down. Like, it went like down like from maybe like 300K when I told people to buy it to like 50K, and it went way below like sort of the initial candle, and it was all the way down here. It got down to 50K. I'd recommended it to Carl Chase. I always want to say Carl Chase, but it doesn't come naturally. So Kyle had had got in when I originally sent it to him, and then at 50K he was going to buy more because he'd looked into it and actually done research. He doesn't degen into stuff just immediately like most people do when I send it to him. He actually takes some time, and if he likes it, like Colt and like white Ethereum, then he'll buy more. But then he forgot to buy additional at 50K, and it went up like, I think it's sitting there at like 5 million right now. But yeah, it's about timing.
I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't looked at it. I helped get the cult proposal for that. So that was bought was by Colt, and that was me like pushing like buy now, this is it right here. So that was like a 450,000 market cap. Me and Mr. C, who did it for the proposal, you know, I was kind of guiding him. I'm also on the multi-sig for white and with Colt. And we were plotting that whole time because it was sitting at like $1 million market cap. And I was like, man, it's going to go lower. It's wanting to go lower. And he was like, I don't know. I want to get it now. I was like, no, just wait. I promise you the TA is going to bring it down there. And it was like one morning right before I was about to go to the gym. And, you know, I got a bunch of tweets from him or DMs from him. And he was like, I think it's time. I look at it. I was like, oh, yeah, it's time. Let's go. And since then, you know, Colt's up, 9X on that, 8X on that proposal. So I think that could do very well for it. I didn't know it was at $5 million market cap.
It's pumping. Dom, I'm one of those guys, whenever you send me a coin, I just go in. Whenever you say, hey, here it is, I'm like, all right, I'm going in. I think it's because it's like your track record speaks for itself. You were the first person to send me Colt DAO, I think like at a 50,000 or 60,000 market cap. So ever since that win, I was like, whatever he sends. We've won some, we've lost some, but I've got in. I have a question, though, about the Colt DAO proposals. For the ordinary person, how can they find these proposals? How can they log in? How can they see the proposals that are happening and taking place and what's getting passed?
There's I know that there's now a dashboard on June Analytics. I don't know the actual address, but if you go onto the actual staking app, so you go to the main main website, cultdao.io, I believe, and click there. Then click stake or staking app, and then you can view them all there. I'm certain there should be like some boxes, but yeah, I think it's top left, and then I think revolt's on the top right. But yeah, you can view all the proposals there. Yeah, I think the problem that they found a lot is that when they put in like proposals for tokens, like they just pump, especially if they're small. So yeah, but yeah, that's the benefit where if you are deciding, well, I mean, I've seen FUD before about how for some reason people seem to think that the if you send the investment to a multi-sig, that for some reason is suddenly part of like the Cult DAO protocol, and it's therefore not decentralized. But it's like these multi-sigs are people put in the wallet where it's going to be sent into the proposal before people vote on it, so that people are fully aware of where it's going when they decide yes or no. So therefore, that is decentralized. If people don't want it to go to a multi-sig, they can vote no. But yeah, I've seen a few people mention that that's not there, but it's necessary because otherwise you would have bought into white at like the top. So yeah, it's definitely with these small caps because yeah, you know it's gonna inevitably at some point. It's not nothing goes up in a straight line. So yeah, definitely.
I just put the Dune analytics in our private chat that you can see that.
And B-Roots, another question, B-Roots, for you, because you've explained this to me. And look, I've been following the first rule, talking about Colt more on my channel, on Twitter. The community is great. Like, I've been engaging, but can you take a second or two or a minute or two, however long it takes, to explain like the proposals that are going on, or like most of the proposals that are going on behind the scenes? Like, what's happening? There's proposals that are being passed to invest right now 13 ETH worth of Colt into these smaller micro cap coins, right? With the hopes of when the market turns around, that 13 ETH turns into 150 ETH, 1,000 ETH, 300, right? Like, can you kind of explain? Because I'm actually curious, right? Because I want to have like the correct information when I talk about it. Like, what exactly is going on with the proposals?
Let's go on back with what Dom just spoke about. I presented something, to the Guardians yesterday, actually, to cover that. To really get around from people trying to front run Colt. I hope it gets talked more about around the Guardians so that they, do it. But that whole front running and people trying to figure out what they're going to do, this idea that I came up with, I really think it could just completely keep everybody on their toes on what to happen. Whether the community agrees with it or not, that'd be a question. But I think once it's presented, the community would 100% go with it. With the proposals, the proposals is just really just investing in those decentralized projects that have the ability to do a 10x, like you said, 100x, 1000x. The sky's the limit. It's unlimited to what any of these projects could do. But it's not even, you don't even need to get those 10, 100,000x. That's the massively bullish part of it. You can just break even. We got $2 million
2x
out there. And
2x.
Not even 2x. You can just break even. Even if you lose half on every single one, that's still $1 million that can buy back and burn coal.
Yeah, but that would be a loss, in my opinion. If you put in 2 million and you got back $1 million, that would not be good, right? Even like break even would be okay. Huh?
Well, think about it. Whose money is that? It's just taxes.
I don't know. Whose is it?
It's taxes. It's the taxes that creates the treasury. So all of that is 100% icing on the cake. Now,
so it's all free money. It's all house money.
Yeah. So we do have the ability, yes, to 10x, 100x, 1000x on a lot of those things, a lot of the proposals that we have out there. Absolutely, in my opinion, will do that, especially when a bull market where everything goes up. And you just take out and you buy back and burn coal. But we're being a little more strategic on what we're picking. So that's where I don't think we're going to lose half. That was just like the absolute 1000% bearish case. That it still does good for coal. But when you have $2 million sitting out there, Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta watch that video.
The simulation was based on it was a company. It's on our YouTube channel now. Get a chance to like and subscribe whilst I get it in there. But yeah, essentially, we did a simulation with a company called Machinations, which are game theory modelers. So they test, because of all the inflationary and like bad shit that happened with Axie Infinity, and why nobody's playing it now, because they messed up the sort of SLP distribution. Funnily enough, if a token is only used to reward people, then they sell it because it's their rewards, and then it just dumps, and therefore people don't play it because essentially it won't be that valuable anymore. But yeah, they modeled it, and even if every one went to zero, the burn mechanisms in place anyway, just from 2.5 ETH being sent every time proposals out, would like do the job for them. I won't state the market caps that it was flying out, but they were big, even with like all of them failing. But yeah, I mean, imagine if it's not even when we're looking to buy these tokens, and especially in the low caps, you're looking for 5 or 10x or more. Well, obviously you want 100x or 1000x, but if you even break even $2 million worth of buyback and burns, double 4 million, double that, 8 million, double that 16 million, all buying back and burning, which is why it's like just a patience. In fact, I bought some Colt yesterday because I saw it was like at 7.5, like the very, very bottom of the range. I think I thought
about it.
Yeah, I bought.
I really thought about it, but I've been getting greedy.
Bro, when I was in Vegas, like hanging out with Croat, Mando, and B-Roots, like I knew about Colt, but like I got a whole new understanding of Colt, man. If you really understand the tokenomics of how things are set up, Jake, it's like you're bullish now, bro, but like if you fully understood, like I had hour conversations at dinner with Croat, who's a guardian, and with Mando, who's just freaking obsessed with it. And obviously B-Roots has been telling me for a while, but it was just like, wow, like I'm actually going to buy some right now a little bit more.
Yeah, I got in early, but I'm like fully understanding. So Dom, on that point, so like the money that comes back, right? That you said the 2, the 4, the 8 million, let's say whatever comes back, all of that, this is a 2-part question. All of that is then used to buy and burn Colt. That's the first question, correct? And then secondly, I mean, how do these other token developers feel? Like, let's say you're investing in these smaller microcap coins. Do they just know that, hey, at some point Colt's going to dump their bag on us?
Yeah, I mean, there's a basically a vesting schedule. So it's all like pre-agreed. I mean, at the end of the day, unless you'd hope that they have more sense than like, the normal short-termism in the market of like, take it while you get it, but then on the back end, because, they get the marketing, like every token that's small and lists with Colt pumps, like no questions asked, and they get the benefit. It's all a pre-agreement, and they do it in a sensible way. I mean, if the tokens were listed, I'd be happy to just sell them with my market makers for them so that there's no price impact. But even before, like, everyone knows the deal they're getting into. I believe there's like a scale, and like they can determine in the proposal, basically it's all outlined usually, I believe. So they're fully aware of like what they're getting into, to my knowledge. But yeah, also all of it is used to buy back. Half of it is burned, half of it is sent to the stakers. So yeah, 100% of it is buybacks. Of those 100%, half they send to burn wallets, half they send to stakers.
And then one more question, sorry, real quick. So with that, when it's bought back and burn, you mentioned the vesting schedule. Is that like individual and voted on within each proposal?
Yeah. They all, I think there's like maximums, like I don't know what the ranges are, but But yeah, I think it's
change?
like
up to 18 months.
Can it change? Let's say we have a Luna event, right?
But
Like today. Can it change? Like, let's say Luna, Do Kwon goes to jail and Colts invest in Luna.
I don't think there's no like smart contracts or anything like automatically deciding. I mean, I think I saw this argument happen in the cult chat Telegram, I think, and it was somebody complaining, as you would. Somebody moaned about the fact that they'd sold like I think it was Bone, because Bone's been pumping recently, and somebody moaned that they sold it at like X amount and now it's X amount. And I think that the actual proposal said that they'd sell it like in 18 months. But the thing is, like I went back and said, it's like, it's great saying in hindsight, like, oh yeah, we should have held that. It said that we should have done that. But like, if you're buying like pre-sales, you can set it at like a, you know, fixed rate, like at this time you sell it, at this time you sell it. But if it's a live trading token, like it would be stupid, in my opinion, to sell it at fixed times no matter what, because, you know, what's the point of selling something in a bear market if you can wait for a bull market? I mean, obviously, like, there's arguments either side, like, is it decentralized to go against the agreement that people voted for? But a lot of this time it's going to be, people will moan if it goes higher, but nobody will thank anybody if it goes lower. Like, nobody will say good job that you did that.
Yeah, right.
It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of those moral arguments. Basically, there's nothing fixing it. You're just sort of trusting, I guess, that people either do it the times they say they're going to do it, or that people will have like the good sense to not sell it for a loss, basically.
Yeah, and it sounds like to me, sitting here today, that, because I see it, right? I'll post about coal, I'll talk about coal, I'll do tweets and videos, and everybody's like, price is down, this shit's dead, blah, blah, blah. But it sounds like there's just so much ammunition sitting on the sideline from these proposals that is literally just waiting for a little bit of positive movement in the market to then buy back and burn coal and give money to the stakers. Like, it's just a ticking time bomb.
It's a war chest. It's a war chest. I mean, you got right now $2,037,000 of funded projects. I'm going over them, and like, it's ridiculous. We still have 112 ETH that we can add to it. So we got 98 proposals funded. Now that does not include all of them are investments. Some of them are partnerships. Some of them are marketing. Some of them are charity. But you look at the investment side, so 62% of it is in investments of that $2 million. So it's not fully $2 million is going towards it. I think personally, the biggest one that everybody's sleeping on, actually I got two of them that people are sleeping on. One is the Pulse Chain, the Pulse X proposal, but the number one people are sleeping on is the Sons of Crypto. I think that one is going to surprise a lot of people of the amount of that comes back.
You're forgetting the number 3, actually.
Oh, and then
bro, come on.
Yes, they doubled it. I actually think they should do it again to get that average lower.
Fair enough. But I mean, the good thing is they're going to be they're actually going to be staking it onto the platform, so they're going to be earning 15% interest on it anyway. And there's a sand proposal that's gone through as well, and that's got a 49% on our platform as well. So they're going to be earning VEMP on other proposals as well as just having it there.
Killing it.
Compound VEMP. Somebody did ask actually, what does compound VEMP mean? And compound VEMP, the sort of meme, it came from a meme which was if anyone watches The Boys on Amazon Prime, and they've got Compound V, which is like what makes these people superheroes. So that's where Compound VEMP came from. But the main reasoning behind it was that when you stake your tokens on our platform, app.v-empire.io, you earn two yields. You earn the first one, which is the primary yield, which you earn in VEMP, and then the secondary yield you earn in whatever the token is that you've staked. So, for example, if you've staked BNB, you'll earn it in BNB. If you've staked mana, you'll earn secondary yield in mana, sand, etc., etc. So, with the primary yield, you can then compound that interest into our DAO and earn 15% interest on the VEMP interest you earn in the pool. The secondary yield in, for example, mana, you can then restake that mana into the metaverse pool, and then you're earning both VEMP interest and mana interest on your mana interest. And then obviously the interest from that interest, you can then compound everywhere. So compound VEMP is basically you've always got somewhere to allocate and reallocate your interest. So therefore, you'll always be exponentially increasing your yield unless you sell. So don't do that. So that is compound VEMP. It floored Jake.
Pretty bullish. What's that?
I said it floored you.
If it literally it put glasses on. Now my eyes were hurting. You guys got to get blue blocker glasses instead of the fake Gucci glasses that B-Roots is rocking in the top right screen. Maybe some blue glass.
I'm gonna give you the key. I'm gonna give you the key because I stared at 6 monitors for 10 years.
You just put them on there.
Yeah. Data analysis person here for in real life, at a real life job. Which crypto is a real life job? But the key is to turn on your yellow screen. There's a lot of brightness in your screen. In your settings, you can turn it more to yellow, and your eyes won't hurt as much. So,
you guys need your sunglasses to protect you from the shine of my bald head.
That head is looking good. Dom, you're looking fresh tonight. You look like you're ready to go party too. You're in Mallorca, in Spain. Like you're going to have some fun.
Got the margarita.
Going out for dinner.
Really like it.
There we go. Dom, what about that bet? Somebody made me a bet.
What was the bet?
I love it.
There was a bet?
I don't know. Somebody said, Dom, what about that bet? So I'm trying to think I'm trying to find where the original bet was.
Oh, I think the bet was they asked you who would win the boxing ring, me or B-Roots. That was the bet. Who's going to win?
Come on.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, your biceps look big from this angle. I can't even lie.
Jake, show him that jab.
What's your reach, B-Roots?
I'm 6'4". I don't know my reach. We're about the same height. I think he's bigger.
Oh, really?
Nah, you got me. You got me about like an inch and a half. I'm about 6'2" and a half. 6'2" and a half.
I'm 6'3" and a half, probably 6'3" and a half, 6'4".
You're probably what, 230?
No, dude, I'm skinny on this trip. I'm like when I'm at home training, like 210.
Yeah, I mean, I do got some bulk on you.
I think.
Hey, man. Hey, when we were in Arizona and I was testing you out, I don't know, man. It's an easy takedown, bro.
Honestly, though, that's before I got in the octagon with Ian and Gilbert Burns. So it's that's old Jake. New Jake is a little different. So
he did get some training, B-Roots, and you're due for a trip.
I was teaching him about leverage, and Jake was just all over the place. I'm like, bro, you gotta get your leverage game up. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, I actually.
You know who's strong? You know who's strong? That you wouldn't even think about it. Mike the Investor is pretty strong for his size.
He's strong. Well, he trains. That's why.
Yeah.
I bet he does. He's got BJJ written all over him.
He does. He does train. He does MMA.
Move.
Now I got him, but only because of weight and height. If he was same weight and height, he'd be a dangerous person. Because it was like, I've got probably 100 pounds on you, so I'm just going to use my weight on you. But he's quick, man. He's quick and he's strong for his size. Like, it wasn't an easy takedown. It took me a while to figure out how to get him because he's probably 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah,
so probably
he's
got
like
4 or 5 inches on him, and he's small.
He's got strength. He's strong. He took me down.
He took you
Pre-training
down?
though with the Hurricane Heinisch.
That's pre-training though. Jake's changed a lot, man.
It wasn't a hard. It didn't take me much, but I was surprised. It caught me off guard. And back in college days when I did, the first time I just said don't underestimate a guy. At that time I was probably 215, maybe 210 because I was a lot slimmer in college because I did a lot of running. But I tried to wrestle a wrestler, and man, that dude put me in the fireman's carry in probably about 10 seconds, put me on my ass. And from then, I was like, man, I can't underestimate anybody by their size for that reason.
Funny enough, my brother is he's super light. He's like, he can't be more than I'm going to proper undercut him here, and he's going to hate me. But I think he's like 5'6".
Damn.
5'6". I think he's 5'6", and he's definitely. I think he was like a flyweight, but he's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, and who he trains with. Some people like it's odd in like martial arts because some people give out belts like they're nothing, and other people like really put you through it for it. Yeah. And he's part of Ricardo da Silva is like a Nova Forcer. They've got some UFC fighters. So but he would he as long as you didn't like get one punch in and you weren't stand up, but as soon as he took you down, he would just destroy pretty much anyone. But yeah, I just always say now I'd knock you out in one punch, so we don't need to go on the ground. So
Ian the Hurricane Heinisch would destroy anyone. I've seen this guy train. He took me down in like 20. He took me down in about 3 seconds. He finished me in about 20 seconds. But Ian, dude, when I held the mitts for Ian in Vegas, and he's like, hold it closer to your face, dude, like that, you couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me like 15 to 20 grand to get hit by him. No joke. Like, it's scary. It's a scary man to my left.
Man,
well, so Ian, be honest, man. Would you fight Mike Tyson right now?
Man, Mike Tyson's like my hero.
In his prime right now.
No, right now, because I've seen Mike Tyson's training videos.
He still looks good.
Right now,
bro.
Like,
he's still a beast, bro. It's a lose-lose for me because if you beat him, you beat up like your hero. And if you get your ass whooped, that's an ass whooping from Mike Tyson that you don't want to.
Well, here's a better question then. Would you beat up Jake Paul?
Oh, I would love that fight, bro.
Would you win though?
Yeah, I would win, bro.
Because he looks good. I mean, he hasn't really fought much. He's got a big test against Anderson Silva.
Bro,
but he looks good.
Give me 6 months to just, or even 4 months to just train boxing solely. Get rid of the wrestling, bro. I'll piece him up, dude. He's new to the game. He's talented.
We are gonna chop this up and start marketing this.
Let's
man.
go.
Yep.
Hey, so I'm gonna give you some alpha on the fight career that I haven't dropped. So I got a text from my manager the other day, and I'm gonna have something on the books January, February. So
let's go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be repping the vEmpire. Going up in that cage and getting back after it, man. It's been so long, man. It's been a journey. It's been like this, but that's life, man. And you got to keep pushing.
Bro, you just got to walk to the octagon like this.
Yeah, right.
Colt shield with the shield.
Yeah. Do you have a location, as in like, do you know if you're going to be what continent, whether you're Asia, like US or
Brazil?
I can't.
We're
say.
There, regardless.
I can't say, but it's gonna be somewhere cool. But it's not for sure. Nothing's for sure yet. It's just talks. I can't talk about it too much.
Can you tell us the weight?
Middleweight.
I don't know the normal your current weight.
No, I'll be a middleweight like I always am. 185, 185 pounds. It's like I don't know how many stones. 12? No, I forgot. Stone's such a weird thing. Did someone find a stone and they're like, man, you weigh 8 of these?
Bro, shit was crazy back in the day.
I know.
I just came from Rome and like, dude, shit was crazy back in the day. Like, it's like we live in the fact that we're able to do this, like we're literally, I'm on vacation, Dom's on vacation, Ian's on vacation, B-Roots is in his office. Like we're able to stream with people watching. It's like, it's so wild. Like I just came from Rome and I'm like, dude, but like just the architecture back there too. But it's like, we live in a great time is what I'm trying to get to. The fact that we're able to do this, like it's so cool. First time in history.
I like Rome, but I found that like it was, I don't know what it was like before, but I know there were a lot of problems with they're constantly having like people strike, especially the garbage men. And apparently
Really?
it's the garbage men used to be all Costa Nostra. Yeah.
Mafia.
So Naples was particularly known for it, as in like as soon as you like messed around with any of the public services, just bins everywhere. Just
pay them more. That's it. That's how you answer, right? You pay them more. That's why people strike, for the most part.
True, but I think they had enough of other incomes coming in. Let's say. Yeah, I do like Rome. Well, I sort of got to with vEmpire.
For real.
What's your favorite spot in Europe, Dom?
London,
bruv.
I do love London is really good because
London,
it's got a bit of everything. It's got modern and it's got old. I would say, I mean, the best place that I've been in Europe that I've really, really liked is I really liked Mykonos. When I went
hell
there.
Yeah, I was just there.
Mykonos is good. Did you go to Little Venice?
No, but I went to like Tropicana. I went to all these different like day clubs, parties. Incredible.
I know. Yeah, I like Mykonos. London is like incredible. Like it's great nightlife, and you'll always like meet decent people. Just everyone is like way too friendly. As in, like you need to be able to take a joke, or you'll just get in fights with everyone.
Are the ladies good there? Are there? I don't know if you're single or married. Are the ladies pretty good there?
I'm married. Tell you what, I think so, but for some reason there's a stereotype of. Then again, it's like the stereotype is like British men have like teeth like pointing in 10 directions. Apparently, British women have a stereotype of being ugly, but I wouldn't say it's true. But then sometimes I go to Europe and I think, you know what, maybe there's a point. But I think you'll be all right.
We're gonna have fun.
Are you a big fan?
Just don't be hanging out with any chavs.
Knowing the lingo.
I lived in Sheffield. Dom, I don't know if you know, I lived in Sheffield and
really?
Manchester for 8 months. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I know very well. The North, bro. Now I would say, yeah, Yorkshire.
East Riding. My mum's from East Riding of Yorkshire, so 45 minutes out of like Hull, York area, little town called Driffield.
Okay.
You were going to ask something.
Yeah, are you a fan of the Prodigy? You have to be.
Oh, Firestar. He died recently, didn't he?
Yeah,
but it's not my go. See, I'm an old country and western fan. I'm a Johnny Cash lover. I think my wife's stepmom's parents' 70th last weekend. They had a party, and he proper got me by basically picking like Johnny Cash songs and then made me go up and sing with the band. So there are videos of me singing Folsom Prison Blues. 70th. Funnily enough, I thought the band were pretty shit, to be honest. I think I actually added to it. That's just me.
So you come to America, but don't come to the real country spots.
I've been thinking to myself, I really need to. I think that Jake's inspired me by coming over to Europe and me thinking I should do the equivalent. And I need to do like a South America road trip.
Come for Ian's fight. Come for Ian's fight.
We'll take you. You do that. I could take you to some rodeos out here.
Nice. And
we can get you on a bull. We can get you on a bull. You get some barbecue.
Oh, that sounds so good, dude. I've been eating so much pizza, pasta, and gelato. I just want a fucking plate of meat,
burger,
and some nice American burger. And pause. Dom, I got a question though on the cultural level, just for a man from London. Like, Queen Elizabeth died. May she rest in peace. What's been your take as someone that lives in England? Like, what's been the take there for the locals?
I've been asked this tons, and I only arrived here yesterday, so I can't. I have been around for it. So it's this really, really strange thing. Do you ever get it where I'm going to sound like a conspiracy theorist too? But do you ever get it where you think like, why is the media reporting this? Because nobody actually really cares as much as they're saying. And it's like, I thought and it's not about the Queen's death is obviously a major thing compared to usual, but usually like whenever like some princess, like Princess Beatrix or someone is marrying some bloke, and it's like all over the news and it's everywhere. And I think to myself, why is this? Nobody actually watches this. So why do they put it everywhere? Like, it's like they really, really want people to care about it. I mean, yeah, it's people did think, mention it like it was a topic of conversation. But so was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. But it wasn't literally everywhere. So some people seem to be, I don't know, it's a lot of like people, what's the word? Virtue signaling. It's like people comment on it just for the fact that they think that it will make them look good. Honestly, a lot of people just think the monarchy are full of nonsense at the end of the day. A lot of people don't like them in the UK, and half of the people really don't care. Obviously, it's sad when anyone passes away, but after Prince Andrew, everyone just thinks like, there was another thing as well. I'll get in trouble for this as well, but there was we get stuff embargoed here in the UK from like being reported on, and one of them was there was this thing, and it was a hashtag going around on Twitter, which was hashtag Prince of Pegging, and apparently Prince William loves a bit of pegging. To those of you, does anyone know that euphemism?
Pegging, having sex? I don't know.
So specifically, it's where the woman has sex with the bloke, but not with her normal organs. So
what organs?
So essentially, apparently Prince William likes it up the back door.
Oh, he likes it up the back door.
Live on the Empire.
So this was trending on Twitter, but the press were embargoed, so the press couldn't report on it. But basically, it was getting out that not that he was gay, that specifically women.
Wow.
So yeah, there you go.
I don't know if that's like, is that gay or it's pretty straight?
Well, that's like it's the things. It's like the aristocracy here in like the UK. It's like there's a certain level of like these rich and powerful people. Some of them are really, really messed up. Like Prince Andrew is a perfect example. Prince William
Epstein.
Is not confirmed.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's this like upper echelon of society that are like completely insane. You know why? It's because up until the 19th and /20th early century, they were all just inbreeding, which sends them insane. And so they've still got that.
Really? Were they really?
In Europe,
well,
definitely.
They think that they're going to pass their genes on. Yeah, I mean,
but yeah,
I'm not for it. I'm just saying.
They used to. It used to be very, very commonplace, especially in like European aristocracy, to like marry family members to keep the wealth in the family. That was always what it came down to, and because of that, that's why all of these like high class aristocracy members, or like all the lords and ladies of the realm, all of those, the reason why they're so batshit crazy and why they're all so like messed up is from they are actually insane, like legitimately, and these are the people running our countries. So yeah, that's my little conspiracy theory.
It's not their fault, and I think the reason that you mentioned like the conspiracy theory, that the reason like people are talking about it, they want you to care about it. Well, it's probably because they're owned by that family, right? Like, why was COVID talked about so much in America? Well, because and all over the world, well, in America specifically, pharmaceutical companies pay for 75% of the advertisements on all the news organizations, right? So it's like the reason that they're talking about these things and no one cares is probably because they're purchased by these royal families, by these pharmaceutical companies, by these whatever it is to talk about it, right? Like that's like now we're starting to see through. We're starting to get red pill. We're starting to see through the bullshit. It's like, oh, like they're literally bought to talk about these things.
Yeah. There we go. I've had my things flag up. I'm going to end up losing battery soon, but we're coming up to 90 minutes.
We ran it.
Wow.
Nice.
Doesn't feel like it.
Well, thanks so much for everybody joining today, both audience and the Crypto Kings. Nice to be an honorary member for the day. There we go.
Yes.
My claim to fame. I can put that in my bio next to centralization Vanquisher of the Year. But yeah, thanks so much, everybody. Like, subscribe. Same with everybody's channels. Yeah, thanks so much. And please message me the next Dragon's Den. I forgot what you called it.
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. The next Shark Tank.
Yeah, it'll be this Thursday or Friday. Yep.
Next Friday, did you say?
It'll be this Thursday or Friday. Me and B-Roots. We'll
yeah,
get
we
scheduled.
try to do it. We try to do it twice a week. So it'll be either tomorrow or Friday. And I will have a VEMP video coming up either tomorrow or Friday also. I'm going to finish that up.
Let's go, baby.
Nice.
You
had one earlier today as well, Jake, didn't you?
What's that?
You had one earlier today as well, didn't you?
I just posted one just about the sandbox game and the $5,000 giveaway earlier today on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't go check it out. Smash that like, subscribe. Had to throw that in there like Dom did. And that video is live. More videos coming as well. I love what VEMP's doing. Dom, I appreciate you having us on the show and look forward to a lot more success here for VEMP in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I'll be dropping some videos next week when I get back in Florida. So stay tuned for that, guys. Subscribe to all our channels. Subscribe to this channel. Hit that like button. We're going to bring you guys fire content. You see the partnerships that are being made. You see the building that's happening in VEMP. And you know, this is like just as bullish as I am on Colt. I'm more bullish or just the same as on VEMP. And if you guys really learn the tokenomics and the intricacy of how these tokens are being ran, you would feel the same, in my opinion.
Compound VEMP.
Compound
Take
VEMP.
Compound VEMP, baby.
Real assets, real returns. Come get it. Let's go.
Nice one. Thanks so much, everybody. See you later.
Thanks, guys. Peace.
Hey, guys.
Later.